So today we're starting our herbal deworming. For me, this is, I haven't done a lot of deworming yet. My goats haven't needed it. So I'm starting today. And I know Danielle from Weed'em and Reap uses this herbal dewormer. She does this once a month. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, excuse me. So I want to get started on doing, it's more of a maintenance rather than an acute deworming. Though it does have instructions for acute deworming if it's really bad. So it says to double dose hourly if they need it. I don't think my goats are in a position where they're overloaded with parasites yet. So I'm just going to start with this herbal dewormer. It's half a teaspoon for goats between, well, let's see, 20 and 75 pounds, which is what my goats are. So we get this mixed up and we get it put in a syringe. Okay, so we have our syringe all filled up. It's not using all of this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. I think I've got enough. I can do 5 mils per goat, and then I have a little bit more left in the bowl, so that'll be 4 goats, and then we'll have 2 goats. So anyway, have fun watching me try to worm my goats or deworm my goats. I'll come up here in the front so you can see me. Hey, sister. We're gonna do a little bit of herbal juice. I know you don't like it at all. Come on. Come on. Don't be separate, Lucy. The boys were so good. There you go. That's all you have to do. Yummy. That's all you have to do. That was yummy, huh? Hey. Because these girls are like, what are you doing? It's a bit early for milking, isn't it? Can't see that side. There we go. That was not too bad. No, that's because we've trimmed her a couple times. For how short it's been, well, it's been a month, I guess. We have to do this every month, don't we? Yeah. Yeah. It's best if you do. Hey, sister. Hold still. Alright. It's alright. Okay, I want to be really gentle, so you gotta hold still. See some of the stamping they do? It's because I have stuff. It's because they got stuff stuck in their hooves. And I haven't, like, on this one, see how that one's really low? Yeah. I haven't gotten that one yet. Oh. Because she's kicked so much. So I'm just trying to, each time I try and get a little bit more of what I didn't get the time before. And make sure that I don't go into the soft tissue. You kind of have an idea of how low that is because we did get there with Annabelle. Yeah, oh yeah. We'll be careful with Annabelle. Poor Annabelle. No. Hold still. No. Lucy, hold still. Lucy, still. Alright. You know, I'm getting a lot better at trimming the goat hooves, and I think it's because we've done it, this is the 3rd time that we've done it since we've had these goats, and so their hooves, because I'm doing it monthly, they don't grow as long, because now we have, and I'm really excited because we bought halters for the goats, and I knew this would help with trimming the boys' hooves because they tend to pull around a lot, and so if you can get it so the halter is holding their neck up and you're not choking them because it's a halter, so it's around their muzzle and their muzzle and the back of their head. It's not around their neck, so you're not choking them. And so what it does is it makes them stand up, because Rolo, the last time I tried to trim his hooves, he dropped down and it was impossible to trim his hooves. So we were able to get them out there, and I was able to get everybody trimmed really nice so that next month it'll be quicker and easier. And now that I've done it long enough, I can teach my daughters how to do it and start having them rotate and do it once a month. So yeah, and then I check their eyelids. They're still pink. I need to check my book. Let's see if I can find my goat book. Look at that. Because in my goat binder, she has a sheet that shows what the eyelid color should be when you check it. They aren't white. They are still pink. They're not dark pink. So I just need to keep an eye on that and their worm load. I did do that herbal dewormer. I don't know if I got the right potency. I think what I did is I diluted it a little too much, put too much water into it. You got to do it just enough so that it'll go into the tube. I know that Donnell from Weedham and Reap, I've seen her blend it in her blender at home. I'm not making that much, so I feel kind of weird doing that. So I'm going to have to work on what I'm going to do to get it done just right, so that I'm giving them a really good, correct dose. So I would say their eyelids were probably in this range. So this is kind of that mid-range where they're borderline, they need to be wormed. So I'm going to start doing a deworming with the herbal dewormer. And I think I'm going to do it according to the package from Havala, Land of Havala, and do it quite often to start out with, and then move to it monthly, and just see if we can't stay on top of that. I forgot to film it, but I was checking Bart's belly to see if I could feel babies. I think I did feel one. Not necessarily move, but just like a harder spot where there might have been a baby. So that's exciting. Keep watching. She's due the 29th of July. It's very possible she'll have them a little earlier than that, and maybe even a little later than that. I'm hoping for earlier because we actually have a family camp out that weekend. So, anyway, keep watching because we're going to keep an eye on that situation. I haven't checked Annabelle yet. I want to do a little research because she's skinnier. She's got a little bit longer body than Bart, and so she doesn't show as much, but I think she is showing, and she might have one baby. This is her first time, so we're really excited for that too. Okay. Alright, we are going to get started on the Susie Q. Larson Memorial Garden today. Start our Four Sisters Garden. You'll hear it referred to as the Three Sisters Garden, and I found on a page that you can make it a Four Sisters by adding some sunflowers in between the mounds that you put the corn, beans, and squash on. So we're going to add sunflowers to this garden as well. So we're going to start in Susie's garden by piling up 2 piles of dirt. You're supposed to mound the dirt for your corn, to plant your corn and your beans into. So we've mounded up our dirt, and we're going to make it flat on the top. and then we're going to take our corn seeds and space them gently around, and we're going to have 8. We plant in each one. We planted 8 things of corn, so we're hoping to get 8 stalks in each mound. And then we can, then we water it and get it watered down. Making sure that the seeds don't come out. We should have watered them a little bit before we planted the seeds, just to make sure the seeds would stick and the dirt would stick. So we checked them several times to make sure that the seeds didn't come out as we were watering. And then we made a trench down the center of the garden bed and put some, and we mixed Miracle-Gro potting soil in both the mound dirt, and we put a little bit into the trench for the sunflowers to break up the soil that we have. Our soil has a lot of clay in it, so we just amending it so that it can grow better. We plant some sunflower seeds down this row and get it covered up. And then the last bit that we're going to do is add some mulch on top of these mounds to help hold the water in. We are in a definite drought, and we're already down to 2 watering days a week. And so we may have to hand water some of this and just baby it, but I'm hoping the mulch will help with the growth on these gardens. So we'll keep working on that. That will help the garden to build the soil over time as well. And hopefully we'll have good luck when our corn stalks are about 6 inches tall. Then we can plant our bean seeds and get our beans going. When we plant our bean seeds, we will also plant our squash starts in there. Actually, we might put the squash starts in earlier. We'll see. We might do it at kind of the same time. The good thing is that the bean seeds are up higher on the mound than the squash, so they can be planted at the same time. So we'll probably wait until we can plant the bean seeds, and then we'll plant our squash in there as well. So that's the start of our Susie Q Memorial Garden, Four Sisters Garden. I got looking at the forecast for the next couple weeks. Right now, according to almanac.com, our last frost date is June 11th. Well, today is June 2nd, And over the next 10 days, they're not showing anything lower than 49 degrees at night. So I'm going to brave it, and I'm going to plant. And hope that we get some water, hope that we get some rain coming into the summer. It's been so dry. I know I say that every time, and I guess it's because I'm kind of this first time like big gardener this year, and so I'm really nervous about doing this big garden when we have so little water. But I am going to do things to help with that. I'm going to be using a lot of mulch. I'm going to be using drip system, which will help conserve water. I'm planting perennials that are low water perennials, so that every year I can have some flowers and plants come up that will be low water, and that'll be good. So we're going to do it anyway, and keep praying that the Lord will bless us with some rain. So if you are low on money, but you want to get things started, get some starts started, one thing you can do is you can buy, when strawberries are on super cheap, and you buy a whole bunch to make your strawberry freezer jam, save those containers, because they have drainage holes in the bottom, and even if you don't use them the same year, you can use them the next year, and they have ventilation holes on the top. You could actually use them to start plants. I'm going to use a few of them to do some plants for today. Probably won't use the greenhouse bit because it is pretty warm out here. But I'm going to plant in these so that they can drain. But I'm gonna do marigolds in these, and I'll save a bunch of them for. You can go ahead and set those there. I'm gonna save a bunch of them for next year for doing my starts, because they're a great thing for doing starts in.
Yeah, that's how you could. I don't know how to say it, but you could. There's two great uses for like they come with strawberries, so you can make strawberry jam. Then you can.
Okay, before you sit down, will you grab that bag of Miracle-Gro? Sorry, I'll pull this out.
I'm just gonna try this bag out.
I am going to put a tray underneath for now. I'm considering moving some of my plants, some of my starts that aren't quite done yet, out to the front of the house, so I can just spray them with the hose when I water. Because we're getting to a point where it's warm at night, and they don't need to be in my garage anymore. It's not going to freeze. Kaylee, go ahead and fill. Let's fill all of these up with. Let's see how they fit in here. Okay. Can we get 3 in, do you think? Let's see if we can get 3 in there. And what we may need to do is put one that way. Maybe we'll only do 2. Actually, you know what? We won't use these for marigolds. We'll save these for next year. Because I hate everybody has seen these, and I've shown these on a video before. These are your classic planting trays. So and we can fit 5 of them into a tray here. So we're going to plant those, and we'll plant some in one other tray.
I hate bugs that keep flying on me.
Summer. Okay, so we need to put dirt in all of this stuff. Okay. Move those. Put those away in a minute. Okay. All we're planting out here right now is some Cracker Jack marigolds. I want to get those started in these little pots, and then as things get growing in the garden, I will plant those in the garden with my plants. They help to deter pests, they help keep weeds down, and they also are edible. We're also going to get some nasturtiums started. And same thing, these help prevent weeds, and they're edible. So let's get some dirt in here. Yeah, it did.
I'm gonna go wash off my hands now.
There's marigolds on this.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go wash my hands. I'm coming with you.
Alright, marigolds and nasturtiums all done. I wanted to let them kind of grow up a little bit in these trays first before we plant them, and that will allow the plants in the garden to get going before we put in just these extra little things. Front garden beds are planted full of seeds. Sunflowers, shingiku, which is an edible chrysanthemum. We've got bachelor buttons that are edible, borage, and what else did we put in there? Put some sweet William in there. I'm hoping those will grow because those are perennials. So just lots of fun things that I'm hoping will come up. And we did some butterfly milkweed, asters, and things like that. Those are planted in that very front one right in front of my door. Most of those are perennials, and so hopefully we'll have a perennial garden right there, so that every year I've got pretty flowers coming up in my front door. Okay, so we're getting into summer. We're finally getting past frost dates and getting things into the garden. We'll probably have to do some things in the fall to extend the garden time, because our late frost date starts September 4th, I believe. So it's very quick. It's very, very quick. So if we can have all of June, all of July, and all of August, then anything that's a 90-day is going to be fine. Most of my stuff that's longer than that, it's stuff that will be fine in cooler weather, a lot of it. some of it isn't, so we'll see what happens. If it's stuff that's things like vegetables and that kind of thing, then we'll just keep an eye on the frost and make sure it gets covered when that starts to threaten, so that we can extend our growing season a little bit, hopefully right into October and maybe November, with like the parsnips and that kind of thing. So oh, sorry, I'm just like wiping sweat and dust off my face. Anyway, well, thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed watching us get gardens in and working on that kind of stuff. It's processing week. We will be processing broilers on our next video, and we have lots of friends coming in to help us because we actually have over 30 birds. So out of the 41 we got, right now we've got 33. And I'm real pleased about that. We've only lost 8 out of the 41 birds that we received. So that's awesome. I've got babies coming Thursday to start our last round for this year. And like I said before, I don't think this is something that I'm going to plan on doing on a regular basis with the broilers. I think I'm going to really work hard on building and developing my Sussex groups to turn them into my dual purpose birds and be able to sell them. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.